Hello and welcome to our UK Budget Special Day 2025. Here we're going to speak with small businesses and with any businesses to share with us what are the expectations from the budget and to record their first reactions after the announcement.
Welcome to our next guest this morning. Can you tell us your name, what you do and what you're about?
Welcome, my name is Nicholas Bills and I'm a small business owner myself, but I also work with small businesses and coach business owners with regards to growing and ultimately getting and keeping more customers and, looking to grow and inspire more people.
So Nicholas, what are you hoping to hear in the budget today?
Well, we want some certainty, I think, is the biggest thing. Because over the past couple of weeks, yet again, there have been a number of U-turns or there have been a number of policy leaks that might or might not happen. And, for small businesses, with all these increases in national insurance, increases in minimum wage, they all have an effect. So we want a degree of certainty. We want a degree of clarity of actually what this government stands for and what actually their plan is. And then the rest of us businesses ourselves can plan with that.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see what we get next, isn't it?
I think really the economy needs to be stimulated. There needs to be more help for hospitality sector. We're here today at Copper Rivet Distillery, and this has been one of the companies that have suffered and had to actually shut its restaurant. Since the last increases that were put in place by the Labour government, giving everybody a pay rise, as they said, when actually it just then meant that, buildings like this and organisations and the local community all suffered because it's just not sustainable. So again, it's more certainty, it's more support for business, and a better communication of what that support looks like, because there's got to be a far greater focus on stimulating the economy and actually growth. And with everything that's been put in place, employers are not looking to actively recruit people. You've also got the Employment Rights Bill coming in, which a lot of people are very unsure about what's happening there because there isn't any certainty around it. So again, it's all just uncertain times if you are trying to recruit and grow a business. Yes, with technology now things are a lot easier, a lot better, but actually really to stimulate the economy, we need people coming out, spending money and actually investing with some certainty around future growth.
Thank you, Nick. Much appreciated.
Not a problem at all.
Okay, so what was your thoughts to that?
Well, wasn't that, quite interesting. I think, first of all, I want to start off that as a business owner, we've all got the privilege to actually be able to control our own destiny.
Yes.
And one of the things I talk to many business owners about is about controlling the controllables. And we can't rely on governments. Governments will make decisions. They will do what they've got to do. And we can't just knee-jerk react to that. So I think today, that budget, it takes away more than it gives to the SME market. I think there are a few things that, for example, employee ownership trusts. Yep. I'm actually working with a company that's going through that process at the moment. For me, going from nothing to 50% actually didn't seem sensible. I thought if you brought it in line maybe 40%, actually that might have made a better first step. There was also, I think, with regards to the payments into ISAs of £2,000 now being limited, again, I think that's going to hit the employees as much as it will the employers. Yep. So again, I think that's going to have challenges in its own right. And also I think the other thing that particularly was really telling, there's nothing for manufacturing.
No, nothing at all.
And actually that's a key driver of the economy. So again, there was a lot that was left out. There were some bits in there that actually, weren't really going to change much. Things like the fuel duty going up, but again, they've delayed that. But again, they're going through this sort of stealth tax now on electric cars. So where's that going to end up? Actually, that must massively now hinder that whole market again in growing going forward because of the uncertainty that it brings. So I think, there are things in there that will cause a bit of concern, but it's not just about today's budget. It's also the knock-on effect from the last increases with regards to national insurance and minimum wage, which businesses are still suffering from. And whilst multinational companies can absorb that cost, a lot of the SME markets can't.
Yeah.
And I know businesses in the 15, 20 million pound turnovers that cut over a tenth of their workforce on the last budget.
Yeah.
So again, for me, there are some things there that maybe haven't been quite thought through, which again may obviously have a greater impact down the road. I think with regards to the thresholds that they're looking to bring in, for the higher tax brackets, I think actually there's going to be more people that will just actually look at how they pay and what they take out, because I think the Chancellor's thinking is going to push people over the £50,000 and the £100,000 sort of thresholds, and therefore they're going to get a greater amount of tax in, whereas I think people will look at it and go, actually, you know what, I'm going to take the lesser, I'm going to reduce what I take, because actually I'm going to be worse off. And that's one of the biggest concerns with the paid employee for me in this budget, is I think there's going to be a lot of them that are pushed into a higher rate of tax unwittingly, and therefore going to be worse off. And I think that is something that is a concern, because I have heard, talking to employers and business owners recently, that employees are simply coming to them and saying, I need to be paid more. And the employers are going, well, you can't do any more, there isn't a return, and yet the employer's being squeezed at the top end as well for the business, so they can't have it both ways. Whereas up until now, they've usually been able to take a bit off one end or the other, but now they're being squeezed themselves as a business as well as the employees. So, like most things, time will tell, but I don't think it did enough to stimulate that investment, that growth, as was touched on in a couple of points. I also, one other comment, I was not impressed by the Chancellor's comment about the comments made across the chamber about mindset. And as a business coach and as an SME myself, actually the whole SME market is purely about mindset and belief. And actually that's probably the key fundamental difference between an entrepreneur and someone that doesn't, stays employed rather than becoming creating a business themselves and becoming an employer. So I must admit, I think some of the comments were ill-advised with regards to what was said when she's trying to promote the SME market, because that's where the growth will come from.
Well, we always say exactly the same. We always say that we need a positive mindset to grow a business, to be incentivized, to create a really cool business, something that can actually benefit society and benefit the future of the country. And if we don't get that bit right, we're not getting anything right.
And I think, as small businesses, it's how we think and it's what we do that are the core difference to the rest of the economy, and we will continue to do that and strive on despite the budget that has been presented today. But there's still quite a few bits that weren't confirmed with regards to the further details and dates, so we look forward to receiving more information on that herewith.
Thank you very much. Brilliant.
Thanks very much indeed.